Hello, welcome to our presentation titled World Life Expectancy Unlocked, Patterns, Correlations, and Global Insights. My name is Harpreet Singh. Along with me, my teammate David Schmieg. We are the Lifeline analysts. Life expectancy is more than just a number. It's a mirror reflecting the health, wealth, and well-being of entire population. It tells us how long people live, but more importantly, it hints at why they live that long or why they don't. Across the globe, we see stark differences. Some countries thrive with high life expectancy while others lag behind. What causes these gaps? Is it healthcare? Is it wealth? Is it education? Or something entirely different? To explore this, we analyzed a rich data set which we got through Kaggle, which was provided by World Health Organization, covering 179 countries over a period of 16 years, starting 2000 to 2015. The dataset had 2,864 items and 24 attributes, a powerful foundation for uncovering patterns and insights. Our central question is simple. Why do some countries achieve higher life expectancy than others? And what are some of the most influential factors driving these differences? Our mission is to decode the data, uncover hidden correlations, and shine a light on the key drivers of life expectancy. Uh, Before diving into analysis, our first mission was to understand the data, its structure, its gaps, and its issues. We began by building a simple dashboard with a country map and a table showing the different aspects or different attributes. This dashboard included a link and brush feature where we could click on a country and look at the data associated with that country. Very quickly, we noticed there were a few issues with the data. We had some missing data points for several countries, and there were some incorrect and inconsistent data points across some others. So hit and trial using this particular chart dashboard kind of gave us an ability to identify which attributes we are really going to be using for our analysis and which we are going to take forward to investigate further. Our next step was to clean the data, and we wanted to also create a world heat map. We eliminated some of those missing data fields. We filled in some with some other data from some other sources. And once we were confident that we have a clean data set, we started with creating this heat map of the world. This heat map, we used 5 different color gradient to show the differences across different regions. When you hover over it, it kind of provides you information about the country and also what the life expectancy in that country is. We also included a couple of bar charts, a few listing the top 5 highest life expectancy and the lowest life expectancy. We added an interactive filter which provides us the ability to not only change the heat map for that particular year, but also which were the top and the lowest countries during that year. As we kind of flip through these interactive charts, we realize that overall, Japan, Switzerland, and Iceland are constantly on the top of top 3 countries for life expectancy around the world. And Sierra Leone, Lesotho, and Central African Republic are the lowest in life expectancy. We wanted to go further, dig deeper into the different trends, and we went ahead and created another dashboard, and this one was more time series based. The first chart which you see is the life expectancy over the data set which we had. And we also used forecasting feature in this particular chart to kind of forecast the next year and a few years afterwards. One thing which we noticed is since 2001 all the way to 2015, there has been an overall 4.4 years of life expectancy increase, which is 6.5%, which is a good trend overall. Uh, our prediction showed that life expectancy in 2016 would be 72.1. And when we actually went and looked at the data, it's 72.3. So we were pretty close from our forecasting standpoint as well. We further created uh, the life expectancy charts by developed and developing countries, and both shows an upward trend. Developed countries show a 4.8% increase over the time period, and developing countries show a 7.7% increase, which is significant. We also created a distribution chart to kind of understand how the life expectancy data is distributed. Along with that, we created a box plot to understand if the countries which are developed and countries which are developing, do they have significant differences? For sure, we can see the median age is different, higher in developed countries compared to the developing. But the key thing to note from this chart is that developing countries have a huge variation compared to developed countries. So countries which are developing have some of the lowest and some of the highest life expectancy. The next, we wanted to go step by step into some of the key attributes which we believe could be impacting life expectancy. So the first one we did some further investigation into is the GDP. This chart shows you how the scatter plot shows you how change in GDP has a change attributed to the life expectancy. We fit a logarithmic curve to this chart, and we identified that the p-value is very low, which is telling us that there is a significant statistical relationship between these two. And our R squared was close to 0.68 or 70%. So our model is explaining 70% of the variation. So we can conclude GDP does impact life expectancy. Countries making more income or are higher in GDP have better healthcare, and they live a better life. We broke this chart into developed and developing, and we saw the relationship here. Both of them showed a relationship, correlation between them. For sure, the developed countries had a stronger model to go with. At this point, I'm going to hand it over to David to take us through the further analysis.
Thank you. Once we've investigated how GDP affects life expectancy, uh, we further dived into our data and explored different variables other than GDP. And here's a scatter plot of uh, explaining how alcohol consumption affects life expectancy. And one interesting thing to note is developed countries tend to have a higher alcohol consumption rate. However, they still have a high life expectancy. Um, Thinking about this could be due to having more access to healthcare, access to more pharmacies, or in simple terms, that uh, have access to more hangover cures. They could easily just go to a convenience store and buy whatever they like after a night out, etc. And here is another scatter plot showing a positive correlation between life expectancy and the average income composition of resources for each country. Income composition of resources is the rate at which society has a defined upper, middle, and lower class. Uh, to us, this basically means there's a general economy set in place as compared to uh, developing countries, which may not. It may be more on an extreme end of one another. And here is another scatter plot showing the how average schooling affects average life expectancy. This basically shows a positive correlation between the two variables, and we can conclude from this graph that having more years of education uh, can can tend to mean that more people focus on their health and well-being. And for a bit of a fun clustering method that we used, so we created 5 clusters and decided to use a bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond tier list. And at first glance, uh, you may just want to immediately go to the diamond tier. Say if you're retiring in a different country or want to move out of the U.S. Uh, there's some countries in there such as Norway, Switzerland, Qatar, and Luxembourg. Um, but the more you think about it, you may actually want to be if you consider retiring and want to move somewhere, you may want to move to somewhere in the gold cluster, which has which are countries that have an average high life expectancy, but also a low GDP, which can mean the goods and services are cheaper and the cost of living is cheaper. And that includes countries like Costa Rica and Portugal. And to wrap it all up, some key insights that we found is that life expectancy across the world varies widely, uh, where in Western countries it's relatively high as compared to countries in Asia and Africa. And the um, there's been a positive trend over the last 15 years when it comes to global life expectancy that has increased by 4.4 years, which is a 6.5% increase. And um, when it comes to GDP correlation, which we were most interested in, there's a strong positive correlation with basically meaning higher GDP generally means higher life expectancy. And that is pretty much it. And those are the key insights that we found.
Thank you.
Thank you.